Hello, Kendall from Reddit Whiskey with the recap of my first attack from this war. And this was a needle holo, but pretty much a straight hog attack. There was just a couple defenses I took out because they were exposed and to get the CC pull. But, looking at this base, there's obviously a lot of open spots in this base. Even here, and I'm going to zoom in here because this one's kind of tricky. It looks like this could be a potential double giant mom set because you've got one. And I usually count the wall, so it's the easiest way for me to count the tiles. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's enough room lengthwise. But if you notice that just the corner of this air defense actually sticks in there one, so you couldn't even fit a double giant bomb here. So zooming back out, the only place that there is a possibility for a potential double giant bomb would be if there was a Tesla here, and there's enough room to have a 4x2 compartment here and a 4x2 compartment here. Now these are really weak locations and very difficult to get the hogs to path over, but neither here nor there. In the process of getting the CC pull, I was going to be able to eliminate these completely as double giant bombs, so that was going to be my ultimate plan. So zooming back out, looking at the base, initially what I wanted to do, because I was going to get the CC pull and I was going to do the CC kill over here, and I wanted to break the trash ring right at the beginning because I knew I was going to launch some balloons and it was going to take a little bit. I was going to bring a minion. I thought, looking at these kind of archer towers, the ranges, I thought I could drop a minion like right on the corner and it would take out that army camp, but I missed and ended up having to throw a wizard down to get the army camp taken care of. But my initial part of the plan was going to drop one minion on this army camp to break the trash ring. I ended up having to throw a wizard down because the minion targeted the gold mine, so I wanted to get it out. From there, I was going to drop a single balloon on this one cannon up here because there's really nothing protecting it. Maybe there's a Tesla up here. Maybe there's an air mine, but it's whenever you can get a 1-for-1 trade, it's usually worth it. So I was going to, and plus there could have been giant bombs out here. There could have been spring traps. I didn't know what was out here. So single cannon or single loon was worth trying to figure that out. And then from there, I was going to get my pull by dropping 3 balloons on this cannon. And you can kind of see from the range here, 3 balloons once the cannon's dead. I believed there was going to be a Tesla here because that made sense for the double giant bomb sets. Tesla ended up being there, but I was able to take out the cannon, and I think I got the Tesla taken out before, and then most importantly, I got the full CC pull. So once the CC troops were pulled, I was going to drag them over to this corner. Regular deal there. A few barbarians for distraction, 2 witches staggered, then the archer queen, and finally 2 wizards, and just a couple extra barbarians to feed in there. And then the goal was, initially I wanted to send the golem in this direction, and I ended up dropping it too far to the left, but I wanted to go in here to kind of get it in this big compartment. I didn't get that right. Followed by my barbarian king. I dropped a wizard over here to break the trash ring, and then a bunch of wall breakers. Well, one ended up actually happening as the golem went this direction, so and then the archer queen was down here, so I had to break into this wall compartment. But same from there. The plan then for the hog drop, my goal ultimately, and the toughest part with bases like that, where they have these defenses where they're all over the place, is trying to keep your hogs together, because you don't want to have to try to heal multiple groups. So the easiest way I thought to accomplish that, and I looked at this from a bunch of different directions, and I stared at this base, I bet, for 20 minutes, but it seemed like the easiest way to keep my hogs together and pathing was to send them in on this archer tower here, with the idea that they would go from this archer tower to this wizard tower, and I'd get a few of them that broke out this way and a kind of few that would kind of go all this way. I thought this mortar and stuff would get taken out by the archer queen and kill squad, but then eventually what they would do is they would kind of path around the base this way based off the defenses. So that was kind of my ultimate plan with the way these things laid out, and it worked pretty well. Got a little off, I had a few strays, but that's basically what we kind of saw. And if you were to pause the video and kind of move back a little bit, you'd see that there really wasn't another way that you could have dropped, or at least I didn't see another way. You could have easily dropped the hogs and got them to path together in one direction or the other. So, that was the plan for the attack. We'll watch the replay, and I'll kind of stop as I see things. You see I dropped this minion here, didn't go to the armor camp, so I dropped the wizard down to get the trash ring broken. I'm going to zoom out here because I dropped single balloon on that cannon up there, immediately by 3 on this one. You're going to notice I thought I had done a really good read. Tesla popped exactly where I thought it would. This cannon ends up going down to the balloon and it moves in, but start to get the CC pull. I've got 2 witches, so I know I've got the full CC pull once I see 2 witches. So I throw the archer down for the anchor point, get a barbarian down, followed by my witches staggered, archer queen, then wizards. And then you see I just start funneling these archers in. And the idea is I want to try to group up the enemy CC troops so that my wizards can take them out with their splash damage. That's what I'm trying to do with that, and I'm also trying to keep them from getting too close to my kill squad. But that wasn't going as smoothly as I wanted because the 2 witches, so I went ahead and threw down the golem, and then I threw down my barbarian king a little early in the barbarian king. I usually don't like to use him to kill the CC troops, but got the wall breakers in, and king is on the archer queen. And this is something else too I noticed. You know, the king doesn't need to be raged to kill the archer queen. And in fact, the ability that the barbarian king gets, part of that is a huge heal on their health. I think, you know, at level 28, it's almost 40% of his healthy heals. So it's worth, if you can, you know, sometimes the raid's too chaotic to try to wait, but if you can, it's worth kind of holding off on using the Barbarian King ability until he started taking some damage so that you can really take advantage of that full rage and also that replacement of health. But so all my hogs went in at the angle I said. Then they go in perfect. I get my first heal down because there's 4 or 5 defenses here. I get the first giant bomb that pops. Hogs kind of path like I was hoping they would. Everything's kind of going pretty well from here. Next heal down because I've got, you know, another 4 or 5 defenses there. Get the actual first surprise. I thought there'd get some hogs that jumped on here and would set off a bomb, but there was no bombs down there. I've got another big group up here though. I throw the heal down. This is where they first started to split. I wish they could have pathed and stayed together a little better because it gets a little messy towards the end. Luckily set up a giant bomb with this group, but I just didn't have enough heals to keep them up. It wasn't as large of a group, but I've got a fairly big group here. Go ahead and drop my my last heal, and then you're going to note I start just putting in a few spare wizards on the back side to just kind of help with cleanup, and that's simply just to help the speed of this. But luckily the Barbarian King leaves my hogs alone so they can take care of these skellies because I ended up setting off another trap up there. So lots of skellies. Don't have many hogs left. My Archer Queen does what she does well. She shoots at walls. She's really good at that. That's what she does best. There's walls, walls, walls. And but luckily I was able to get the 3 stars. So hope this was helped. I know we've had a couple issues with, you know, best way of using kill squad, and most importantly, you know, how to path hogs so they stay together in one group, because it's really tough. My brain's too old and too slow to try to heal 2 groups at the same time, unless of course the base is perfectly laid out for it. But in a base like that where they're going to scatter all over the place and there's not a clear path through, it's better to try to keep them together. So hope this helped. If you've got questions or comments, please leave them below, and thank you very much for watching.